Hello, and welcome to this basic tutorial for Fortnite Battle Royale. While PC players may know this genre a little bit better, some console players might not be as familiar, so let's jump right into explaining what it is. Fortnite Battle Royale is a survival deathmatch game mode where up to 100 players are dropped into an open world where you have only one goal: be the last man standing. Your primary objectives are killing other players, keeping yourself armed, and staying within the white circle that appears on your map that you can access by pressing M or up on the keypad. Other than that, all the decisions are up to you. Want to bait someone into a trap you've placed? Got it. Want to blow up that pesky structure your enemy is hiding behind? No problem. Want to build a massive labyrinth of a base to gain the advantage on your enemies? Piece of cake. We'll have access to guns, explosives, traps, building or destroying pretty much anything you can imagine. But let's go step by step on everything you will need to focus on during the Battle Royale match. So next, we'll talk about getting into a game. To get into a game, just follow these easy steps. Open the Epic Launcher, click the Fortnite tab at the top of the launcher, and then launch Fortnite. Once you open the game, select the Battle Royale game mode, then click play. You'll be taken into a queue, and after a short period of time, you'll go ahead and join a server. When you do load into a game, you will be placed in a staging area. This area is just where you will remain while other players load in and you prepare to start the match. Feel free to jump on tires, find and practice weapons, or start a dance party by pressing B or down on the D-pad. The staging area has no effect on the actual match. Once the match starts, you will begin your journey across the map in a big purple flying bus. Be sure to bring up your map by pressing M or up on the D-pad to see where you might want to land. Cities and places with lots of structures normally have the most loot. After traveling for a little bit, you will see an icon appear on your screen indicating you can jump. Whenever you are ready, go ahead and press space, A for Xbox, or X for PS4 to freefall. At any time while falling, you can press space, A, or X again to pull out your hang glider and slow your fall. If you get too close to the ground, it will automatically deploy until you reach the ground. Be sure to keep an eye out for any players who might be landing in your area. The first few minutes of landing can be the most dangerous time of the entire game. The first thing you're going to want to do is arm yourself. Hold shift or press down on the left joystick to sprint as quickly as you can to find any guns and ammo. You can pick up items and interact with objects by pressing E on the keyboard, X on Xbox, or square for the PS4. Don't be picky in the first few minutes. You can always switch guns out for new ones. After finding a gun, you have two options. You can focus on looting if you think it's safe enough, or you can try and clear the area out if you're confident enough in your gun skill and try and catch players off guard. Remember, if you crouch with control on keyboard or left bumper on console, it's hard for enemies to hear you and makes aiming more accurate, but you move slower. If you decide to loot, be sure to keep an ear out for chests. You can identify them by this sound. These are sometimes hidden in attics or rooms you can only access by destroying another wall next to it. Be careful destroying a roof you think it's on top of, because the chest will explode if the floor is destroyed under it. These chests have all kinds of loot in them, from medical supplies to RPGs. Secondly, keep an eye out for ammo crates. These are tiny green ammo cans that hold all kinds of ammo and can easily be passed up if you aren't paying attention. The core part of Fortnite Battle Royale is combat with other enemy players. When shooting enemies at longer ranges, remember to stay still for increased accuracy as well as crouching. Hold right click or left trigger to aim down the sights and take your shots. You can change to different weapons by using the scroll wheel or the numbers on your keyboard on PC, or Y on Xbox, and triangle on PS4. If you are using a sniper rifle or any launcher, you might have to lead your shots. For close range, you also have the option of hip fire by just firing with left click or right trigger without aiming down your sights. If you are using the shotgun or launchers, you can also jump while firing pretty accurately, however you will lose loads of accuracy with all other guns. Your weapon choices are pistols, SMGs, rifles, shotguns, snipers, grenade and rocket launchers, and if worse comes to worse, you can use your pickaxe. You will notice some weapons you find are different colors than others. These colors represent the rarity of the weapon. The more rare the weapon, the better the stats on it. The rarity color of weapons is the following from common to legendary. White is common, green is uncommon, blue is rare, purple is epic, and orange is legendary. Some guns are better at things than other guns. For instance, shotguns, SMGs, and handguns are best at close-range combat. Rifles are best at mid-range combat, and snipers are obviously long-range combat. Rocket and grenade launchers can be used in a variety of ways, from getting an easy close-range kill to destroying any structures enemies are using for cover. Remember to always keep an eye out for ammo. Always listen for enemy footsteps around you, and if you hear any, be sure to use crouch with control or left button to muffle the sounds of your own steps. Be sure to use all the resources you are given. This includes building structures to hide behind if you come under fire, which will be explained in a later section. After you get some weapons to defend yourself with, it's also a smart idea to grab some medical supplies. Currently, all the medical supplies you can get are bandages, first aid kits, and shield potions. You can access them by switching them just as if they were weapons. Bandages can be used to get you to a maximum of 75% health, first aid kits will heal you for 100% total health, and finally shield potions are used to give your character a shield. Each shield potion gives you 50% shield. It's usually a good idea to use shield potions anytime you get your hands on them, and I personally try to keep as many on me as possible even if I'm already at 100% shield. Remember that all medical supplies take between 5 and 10 seconds to consume, so make sure you are somewhat safe when you decide to use them. Something to keep your eyes open for are traps. You can use traps by pressing F5 on the keyboard or holding down X on Xbox or square on PS4. Once you are in the trap menu, you can cycle through your traps by tapping X on the Xbox or square on PS4. There are a variety of traps, from spikes that impale your enemies to machines that electrocute them to a crisp. They are colored light blue and are easy to spot. You can find wall traps, floor traps, and ceiling traps. These can be used in map-generated structures or player-built ones. Use these to deal massive damage to enemy players unlucky enough to step into them. The last thing you want to focus on collecting anytime you come across them are building supplies. There are 3 types of building supplies: wood, brick, and metal. You can get these from using a pickaxe on anything in the world, such as structures, trees, rocks, and vehicles. They can also be found randomly in the world at loot spots if you don't feel like destroying things to get them. You can see the amount of building supplies you have here. Building supplies do not take up space in your backpack, so you don't have to worry about making room. You use these supplies to build structures. You can build walls, ceilings, stairs, and others to create a small structure to hide in, or massive bases to place traps around and gain the height advantage on your enemies. To build things, you will need to open your blueprints. To do this, on your keyboard you will use your F1 through F5 keys, B on Xbox, and circle on PS4. Once you open your blueprints, a ghost image of what you are going to build appears in front of you. You can rotate your structure by pressing R on keyboard and right bumper on console. You can change the materials you're building with by pressing right mouse button on the PC and left bumper on the console. To place it, just press left mouse button on PC or right trigger on consoles. Once it is placed, you can also edit it by pressing G on the keyboard or holding B on Xbox and circle on PS4. Once in edit mode, you simply left click or use right trigger on the pieces you want removed. Then confirm by pressing G on the keyboard, B on the Xbox, or circle on the PS4. Since everything snaps to itself, you can quickly build any structure you want. You can build massive towers or even stairs up mountains. However, remember, a structure cannot stand without a foundation, so if the bottom layer is destroyed, then anything above it will also be destroyed, sometimes leading to a somewhat embarrassing death. You can also place walls as you run for cover from enemy fire, but beware that new structures take a few seconds to completely build, and while you can immediately hide behind them, they have lower health while building and can be easily destroyed if shot at. A few minutes after you land, an indicator will pop up on your screen letting you know the safe area is marked on the map. When that happens, press M or up on the D-pad to bring up the in-game map. Everything inside the white circle is the safe area. You can keep track of the time remaining until the gas is released on the right side of the screen. Once the gas releases, the timer will reset to show how much time remains until the gas reaches the white circle. It will be up to you when you think you need to start heading towards the safe zone if you are outside of it. Each time the gas reaches the circle, a new, smaller circle spawns, and this repeats itself until all but one player remains. If you get caught in the storm, you will slowly take damage while inside it, and once the gas reaches the safe zone, you will then take increased damage. Vision is also reduced while walking through the storm. Seeing from inside the storm into the safe zone is much harder than being inside the safe zone looking into the storm. These are all reasons to try not to get caught in the storm. If you make it to the final 2 players and manage to kill the remaining enemy, then congratulations, you are victorious. Upon winning your first BR game, you will be granted an umbrella that replaces your hang glider at the beginning of games, so you can finally experience gracefully floating onto rooftops like Mary Poppins. Well, that wraps up this video, you guys. I hope this tutorial has been helpful, and I plan to release further, more in-depth videos once Fortnite Battle Royale goes free to play on September 26th, my birthday, with the introduction of duo and 4-man squads. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comments section, and if you enjoyed this video, remember to like and subscribe below to keep up with more upcoming Fortnite Battle Royale content.